Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the China Glaze OMG Flashback Collection. Real quick, I have shelves being delivered right now. I have nail polishes everywhere. I'm trying to organize boxes because I am the only person out there that probably collects the boxes that some nail polishes come in. So all of these drawers most of them, are actually full of just empty nail polish boxes. But my point in telling you that was, I'm going to put a poll right here real quick. Let me know if you guys want to see like a recording of my organization after those shelves get painted and hung up. I'd be happy to show you what I plan on doing with my 4 Helmers on top of 5 actually nail rack shelves, just to show you kind of what I do for my nail polish organization. Just let me know. Anyway, back to China Glaze. I have their OMG Flashback Collection, which is a 10-year anniversary of their first release of the OMG Polishes, which are linear holographic polishes. Now, according to China Glaze, this is the first introduction of holographic polish. I feel like that's not true, but I guess it very well could be. So come July, these will be available at Ulta and Sally's, and then Ulta online for $9.50 a piece, or you can get the set of 6 minis for $9.99. Now I know that they're available a couple other places online right now for a little bit less expensive, but if you're looking for a store that you can try before you buy, kind of like see it before you want to purchase them, they will be in Sally's and Ulta before after July 1st. These were sent to me for review. In the description box below, I will link the China Glaze site as well as their Instagram page, and I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything in this collection. So we have 6 linear hollows that I'm super duper excited to share with you today, and let's go ahead and get started. So up first we have OMG, and this is a silver linear hollow, and somebody on Instagram had asked me about comparing these to some of the China Glaze Halo hues. So I did pull some of them out that were the closest in my eyes. So the closest Halo hues from Color Club I have is called Fingers Crossed, and it is a little bit different. The hollow in the Color Clubs are much stronger. So here is our first coat of OMG. This goes on really nice and smooth, very easy to work with. The formula here is not too thick, not too thin, kind of just stays right where you put it, which is really nice as far as China Glaze goes because these longer, thinner brushes do tend to hold excess polish. So if it's a little bit on the thicker side like this, it kind of stays right where you put it. So this is completely opaque in 2 coats, and these are all going to dry much more holographic than when they are wet and they go on. They're just kind of going to look like a silvered out version of that polish, but once it's dry, obviously you can see that the hollow stands out really, really nicely. 2, as you apply these, if you do too thick of a coat, it is going to look a little bit brush strokey like you see here, but all of those 100% do level themselves out and go away as they dry. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Deviate, and this is a teal linear hollow, and I did want to go ahead and say that my lighting is obviously not the best for hollow. These will shine the best in sunlight, but the closest, sorry I have to shake it up, the closest Color Club Halo hue I have is called Over the Moon, and these have been sitting in my Helmer for quite a while, so they are a little bit separated, but again, this is a little bit deeper of a base color, and the hollow in here is a little bit stronger. So here is our first coat of Deviate. This goes on really nice and evenly. It is very opaque here on this first coat. I am going to go ahead and go in for a second coat. I did still have a good amount of problems with getting too much polish on my brush. It is usual for me for China Glaze anyway that the polish kind of hangs out on the stem because it is a nice long skinny stem, so polish will just continuously run down it. So I was doing a little bit thicker coats here on accident, and I was getting those kind of brush strokes, but once again they do all go away as they dry. So this does cover completely in 2 coats for me. It also dries decently glossy on its own, though if you want it to last any length of time, you will want a nice glossy top coat, and a glossy top coat is also going to help that holographic stand out much better. 2, my lighting is not fantastic for holographic, so the fact that these are looking hollow, even in my crappy lighting, really says a lot about them. So there is 2 coats. So up next we have IDK, and this is a grape purple linear hollow, and the closest halo hue I have to that is called Eternal Beauty. The base is a little bit darker and the hollow is a little bit stronger. So here is our first coat of IDK. I have recorded these voiceovers 3 times. The first time my camera wasn't on whatsoever. I don't know how that happened. I'm stupid, it happens. Second time my camera died after the first 2. And then the third time, I guess I didn't press record. So this is my 4th time saying that this has a fantastic, easy to work with formula. No running or pulling. Nothing out of the ordinary as far as like a formula in general goes. You are going to have, if you go in for a little bit thicker coats, these little brush strokes like I had on my pointer finger, but as you see, it goes away completely as it dries. It does self-level really, really nicely, and it's just very nice and bright and holographic. This does cover completely in 2 coats. You will want a nice glossy top coat to A, make your manicure last just a little bit longer, and B, to help that holographic stand out really, really nicely. And it's also going to stand out much more prominently in the sun than in this, indoor lighting that I have. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have BFF, and this is a raspberry, pinky, purple, magenta linear hollow, and the closest Color Club halo hue I have to that is called Celestial. They are, again, it is a little bit darker and the hollow in it is a little bit stronger. So here is our first coat of BFF. This goes on really, really nice and opaque. It is pretty much opaque here on the first coat. I am going to go ahead and show you what a second coat looks like because I did have just a couple uneven spots, but this is one that you would easily be able to get away with just 1 coat, and after a couple uses will be completely opaque in just 1 coat, no issues. Again, a great, easy to work with formula. With China Glaze having these longer stems, you kind of want the formula to be a little bit on the thicker side like this one, like these polishes in this collection are. It just kind of makes it where it doesn't want to run or pull or anything like that. It stays right where you put it, and if you do get a bead that runs down your brush, it is kind of easy to control. So anyway, this is completely opaque in 2 coats, and you can see that the holographic stands out much more once it's dry than when it's wet. And once again, if you get any of those brush strokes, no need to fear. It will self-level nicely before it dries, and it will just look nice, bright, and hollow. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Tonight, and this is a denim blue linear hollow, and the closest halo hue to that I have is called Crystal Baller, and once again a little bit darker and more hollow. So here is our first coat of Tonight. And again, this one has a great, easy to work with formula. This one is a little bit sheerer than the last couple have been, but it is going to be completely opaque in just 2 coats, no matter how thick or thin your coats are. If you do work in a little bit thicker coats, it is going to appear a little bit brush strokey, but those will self-level really, really nicely, and it will just dry to a holographic finish. So here is the second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats. Again, it's gonna look less hollow when it's wet, but once it's completely dried down, the holographic in this is going to stand out really, really beautifully. And my lighting is not fantastic for hollow. I wish I could have gotten sun shots for you, but I do swatch while the baby's asleep at night to make my life just a little bit easier. So I don't have those for you. So there is 2 coats. And the last polish is called TTYL, and this is a burnt orange peachy shade with that same linear hollow, and the closest halo hue I have to that is called Sidewalk Psychic. Again, a little bit darker, stronger hollow. And here's our first coat of TTYL. I could be very, very biased here because I love this color, but I do feel like this one also had the best formula of the bunch. It just went on nice and smooth like butter. It applies like butter. It is so buttery. Again, good formula. No running, pulling, anything wacky like that. Almost completely opaque here on this first coat, but I am going to go ahead and show you what a second coat looks like. So here is 2 coats, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Again, if you get any of those brush strokes, no need to fear because they will dissipate as it dries. It'll self-level really nicely, and it'll just dry down to a hollow finish. Again, you will want a nice glossy top coat to keep your manicure lasting longer and to help that holographic stand out as much as possible. So there is 2 coats. So my very predictable favorite of this bunch is TTYL. It's not a shade that you see quite often. It's more on the original side, especially as far as what I've seen from China Glaze. It's perfect for the fall time, so I'm really excited about that. Fall is easily my favorite nail polish season. I love the shade range of fall, and this gets me really excited for that. So TTYL is my favorite. And that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this collection. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.